So we'll walk back through receiving and go towards central palletizing. There'll be a lot of questions, and actually the idea for central palletizing came from Brad, who's on our tour today. I might even let him explain it. It's a fantastic idea. I know it's out there. We've got some unique things about our central palletizing system that kind of separates us a little bit from some of the other companies, and it's really exciting. And I'll let him, I don't know if Brad's back there with me still, but I'd love to have him talk to this with you. So the first step is the palletizing system, which is conveyor. It's not impossible, and it's something we'll definitely want to look at down the road. So let's take a look at Central, and then I'll kind of give you an idea where we're starting with our automation. There's a lot of focus on getting the material flow correctly, making sure we're putting the product in the right place. We used to have traffic going back and forth to the tunnel consistently with forklifts. Now we're delivering it and palletizing it right where it needs to be. So it's important for us as we go into our busy season, we want to make sure that rather than building up all finished goods, that we can build up smaller power heads so that we can package them very quickly. So these are exactly what the example I was talking about here, to make sure that we can level load and keep people working all year round. That's very important. Any other questions for, I'm going to hand over just for a brief minute to...
How you guys all doing? All right. This is a project that we've recently implemented, and we're working on qualifying it right now. It's a fully automated palletizing system. So it's part of a multi-year phase, multi-phase project that we started several years ago. We actually wanted to optimize our product goes in, you'll see it's production. Levels of conveyor that merge together.
I mean, so that right there, I mean, that's what companies work for you for.
And that's part of safety too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And lifting these heavy boxes.
Oh, yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Safety and ergonomics, so especially backpack blowers, we're trying to stack them a little bit higher to get more in a truck for efficiencies as well.
How much cubics do you guys try to put out in a truck?
Oh, we cube everything out. So I'm gonna. So it's again this year for safety. The more important we set for some of the safety issues we have, it certainly helps our efficiency as well. It's really, really important for us. And you guys hopefully get a chance to see some of our some of the extras product as we go through assembly. And we're going to walk kind of a little while over to we'll get to the edge of the assembly room and then start talking about so we're just going to go ahead and put it over somewhere else. I had to go searching for it too. That's how fast running the routes, it's very safe, you can step in front of them, so that's coming as well. So we've got a ton of projects. I can't wait for you guys to come back and take a look at it in 6 months. It'll look like a different facility, so it'll be exciting. Simple, but we look at every possible way way we can improve. So we used to have suppliers ordering all these tape, safety equipment, safety glasses, gloves, tape measures. Well, Fastenal came in and they gave us a 7% discount on all of our products. And if you can imagine, when you're handing out a box of gloves in general stores, they kind of disappear quickly, right? They go out, maybe they didn't need the whole box, they get lost. So now, basically you badge in and you're only allowed to take so many, and we track usage. So our usage has dropped by 30%, plus the vendor comes in and refills the machine. So it's a win for us on all ends. So if you look at the tow truck, this is where you'll see LGVs coming down the road. All of this data comes to me electronically, and it gives me any exception. So it gives me anything above or below our target lines. And every day, for every single line, if they're not meeting the target or they're below target, all we ask for is an explanation of why, what are you going to do about it, how are you going to fix it, and when will it be fixed. So what's really important is that we don't lose focus. If I stop asking about these questions, naturally people also are going to start worrying. If it doesn't start, it always starts top down. Quality, safety, those things matter, and it has to be enforced from the executive level all the way down. So every single day, we're checking the safety cross for any incidents we had. So far, good news, no injuries, no near misses. Our quality levels, our delivery, and then finally how we do with our efficiency. So every line leader is responsible for their line. Every supervisor is responsible for their area. They come to the meeting and report, and that's where we get our daily. Operations is a daily performance review. How did you do yesterday? How are you doing today? And that's what makes it exciting.
How about that?
So this is an interesting project. What's really important is engine assembly. It's really, really key that we make sure that all the components are solid, that we're building it correctly, and everything needs to be every single unit goes out the door. One of the challenges was getting buy-in to say that we have the right quality, but we have the right mentality to manufacture and assemble these engines out there. So to give you a couple of examples, I talked a lot about post-yoke devices. Ultimately, this is the fully assembled engine that we get. Every piece, you see the pistons, the crankcases, they all came in separately. We actually assemble, we have automated machines that does the piston rings and everything else. But I want to show you a couple of poke-yoke devices. If you look here, and I apologize, I know it's crowded. These oil seals between the blue bin and yellow bin are different. They look identical. Well, we talked poke-yokes earlier. The only way to make sure that you cannot rely on anybody, I don't have the eye for it, to make sure we don't put it upside down or switch them. They're very, very close. So we have vacuum sensors in here that tell you exactly whether it's upside down or the wrong one. It prevents us from putting a bad oil seal in a PD580 engine block. So it's just one example of building in poke-yoke and quality checks up front, upstream, so that we don't have to worry about containing the issue later. So I'll show you several examples of this as we go through.
How does that vacuum system tell what's what?
So basically, it's designed so that when it goes on the fixture,
It has a specific sit.
it does. And if it doesn't seal, one of three things: either backwards, the wrong one, or upside down, or it is where it is. We have to pull it back out, validate it, try it again. The machine won't physically operate without the correct oil seal being on. Absolutely. So I'll show you that. So at the beginning of every line, we scan a serial number. So this in particular is batch build ahead of, so we run in line, but if you look, we'll have racks of product out here.
Yeah.
So this isn't serialized until it goes out the door, and I'll go through that a little bit with you guys. Once we have a serial number, I'll walk you through it. We laser engrave the serial number, which is new. At the end of the line, it gets scanned at the beginning, scanned at the end, and then when it goes to engine adjustment and unit assembly, it's scanned again, and it goes to final assembly. Yeah, so we know exactly where that unit is at all time, and I can find wherever that's been. So I know if it's gone back for engine repair. I have a life cycle. So if you guys call and say, hey, for serial number XYZ, what happened? I have a life cycle file that I can look back and say, yeah, it went through engine test. Yes, it went through engine repair. What may have happened? It gives me a chance to look back at what could have been the problem. So traceability, and again, going back to accountability, and we'll talk about that at the engine room more. So this, as you see, it says to be tested. This is all going to go to the engine test room that we'll go through. Hopefully I'll have some earplugs for you guys over there. Maybe Brad, you can double check, make sure the earplugs are over there. So you guys can walk through and see what we're doing to adjust the engines, how we do it. But in general, from here, it gets brought over there. Now this is another candidate for LGVs. Right now someone's taking this all, by hand over the engine room. A laser guided vehicle can take this automatically right to the engine room, drop it out, ready to go. And that way we can put the people dedicated to the engine and worried about the technology, what we're doing, and their job more so than this. Any questions on the power head assembly for the, as I mentioned, the other warehouse where we're molding and sending it back there. Eventually we're going to do returnable totes for the UAGPRO as well. So we mold. I'll tell you an interesting story. The molding team down here, these guys have done a fantastic job of staying current with the times. So it all started back 9 years ago. We made 1.4 million pieces per month with 77 people, and we worked every single Saturday. Now, with the same number of machines, we make 3.3 million pieces with 57 people, and our scrap rates actually dropped from 3.2% down to 0.3. Can you hear me? You lost me? Yeah. Oh, that's bizarre. All right. So from the 1.4 million to the 3.3 million per month with 57 people instead of 77, and we did that through quality improvement, scrap improvements, and automation. I'll show you a lot of them. But what we do have, and I'll show you out of the machines, a lot of our parts have what we call runners to make the parts, right? It's runners. We're going more hot runner and valve gated, where there's actually no runners whatsoever, no waste. But we regrind that, so our scrap rate's the most limited. We can do up to 100%. And I can tell you at Ford Motor Company, they can do up to 100%. We don't do that. First of all, we don't create enough scrap. Second of all, we want to make sure the material integrity is good. So we use no more than 20% regrind in any of our parts. And to be honest with you, we use such little scrap right now, I'm not even able to use 20%. Okay. So most of it's between 5 and 10% that we're using right now. And your new material that you're bringing in, to have any recycled? No, absolutely not. No, we want to maintain that integrity. So, and on certain parts, like blower fans and really critical parts, we use all virgin material, all natural material. So you can imagine at 10,000 PSI, what it does to steel. It degrades it very quickly, which means you have to maintain, sustain it. So it's really important that you have good mold maintenance. And that's what a lot of people miss, the fact that you've got to take care and maintain, otherwise you're just going to constantly be spiraling and running around and trimming parts and you never get where you need to get. So it took us a lot of investment originally. We really started investing in the molding group, in robotics, automation, tool room. 9 years ago, it started really, from there, expanding. So this expanded, I think 3 or 4 times. I'm not sure, it might be on our 4th now. But we keep getting bigger, starting to build our own tools, which is exciting, and we don't send them out anymore. We used to send everything. So
we just got done welding up this wall. It was cracked. So we had to blend that back in and then repolish it.